I always encourage people to look at what someone else does that you appreciate, but then learn from what they did while you're doing what you did. So you don't necessarily want to follow in their footsteps and walk every place that they walked. Maybe stand back 10 paces and say, wait, did she get really close to a cliff over there? I don't like heights. Maybe I don't want to go that way. Maybe I'll go around this way. So you try to learn from the successes and the failures, if you will. But I think if you focus on what is best for you and what doors need to be open for you, then you'll be on the right path versus trying to do what someone else did. And I feel like I've been fortunate in that I didn't have someone ahead of me doing what I did, so I didn't have anybody that I could sort of look at, which was probably better. Even though it was bumpy, it was probably better that way because I figured it out. Depending on how you're setting up your business, I think it's important, if you can, to do as much as you can with your own money before you bring anybody else's money into the equation. Now, there are some businesses where you just can't do that. It might not be possible to start a restaurant without any money from anyone else. But if you can build it as much as possible on your own, you have a much better idea of how things work, and you have an intimacy with your customer that no one else will ever have. And I didn't know this then. If you had asked me this then, I would not have been able to articulate it in that way. It's what I've learned going through this for 21 years. So that's important. When you do get to the point that you're going to get a loan, if you're able, if you have the credit to do that and you can get a loan from a bank, be very smart about what you get and know that you can handle paying it back. So if you're getting a loan and your idea is, I'm going to get this loan so that I can do X, don't let X be how you pay the loan back. Know that you can pay the loan back even if X doesn't materialize, because there's a chance that X won't. So you need to be able to make those payments every month. And then if you do get to the point where you're bringing on investors, you have to have lawyers and you have to have an accountant. It's mandatory, because there are things that they will see that you will never see coming, and it has to be written down. Because once it's written down, then there's no arguing. There's no he said, she said. No, it's right there. Number 17B, clause 4. It's right there. and you can't do that yourself. The lawyers think of all of the what ifs that we would never think about. I have to be grateful for the fact that I have a team who can be a little bit more competitive than I am. It's hard for me to be that way because I feel like I have a responsibility as one of the first, not the first, but one of the first, to be supportive and to be embracing and not really be competitive. And then I also feel, as an African American, because there are so few of us out there doing what we do and doing our own thing, I don't want to squash someone else, because there's so few of us. But I do not like when it's a blatant copying. That makes me crazy. Because I'm creative, so I want other people to be creative. And, when I see a brand that is really true to itself and they're innovative and, they figure out like a really cool way of calling a product, or they make a product that's really unique. Like one product that I love is Kinky Curly, I'm not going to remember the exact name of it, but the leave-in detangling, like gel-looking stuff. That stuff is genius. It's just genius. And I love that. I can't be mad at it. There is the business part of me that says, well, you should have something similar to it because they're taking away share and blah, blah, blah. But it was just genius. It doesn't build up in your hair. It's lightweight. It's got the perfect scent. Kinky Curly is a cool name. I can't be mad at that. But when someone else then does, I don't know, Kinky Coily, and and they try to go for the same colors, it's like, come on, man, do something different, be innovative. That makes me crazy. That's when the daggers come out.